Your father is actually your grandfather. Sexual assault revealed by siblings DNA test. Leyla 50 and Döndü G 47. 2 of 4 siblings from Zonguldak living in Germany. Learned through DNA tests conducted in both Germany and Turkey that Selahattin G 69, who had abused them for years after their mother's death 3 years ago, was not their real father. Suspecting that their grandfather Selahattin G, who died 13 years ago, was their father, the siblings filed a lawsuit in court to determine their paternity. The siblings also want their mother's grave to be moved away from the grave of Selahattin G, whom they accuse of sexually assaulting their mother. The 4 children of Nazire-Celalettin G, who live in Germany, underwent DNA testing 3 years ago after hearing rumors from relatives following their mother's death. Of the siblings named Selahattin 44, Leyla, Nejla 49, and Döndü, it was revealed that Döndü and Leyla's biological father was not Selahattin G. When the siblings discussed this with their relatives in the village, they were told, "Your father is actually your grandfather." 4 siblings began investigating what had happened to their mother years later and what had actually transpired. Believing that their grandfather Selahattin G, who died 13 years ago, had sexually assaulted their mother, the siblings filed a lawsuit in court to determine their biological relationship. Leyla and Döndü G are waiting for the legal process to move forward so that their father can be identified, requiring the exhumation of their deceased grandfather Selahattin G's grave and a DNA test. The sisters also want their mother's grave to be moved from next to the grave of Selahattin G, whom they accuse of sexually assaulting their mother. The 3 sisters came from Germany to Zonguldak to follow the legal proceedings and visit their mother's grave. Döndü G said, "Since birth, my siblings and my late mother suffered severe violence from the man we knew as our father. They raised us with beatings. The man I knew as my father did not love us, did not treat us like human beings. He never called us my daughters, he always called us names." Döndü G recounted her mother saying at the women's shelter, "He wants to kill me. He's going to kill me. My bones are fine now. They don't hurt anymore." She added, "Whatever he did, he found my mother again. My mother was forced to return. We couldn't make sense of it. Why did he come back? We couldn't see my mother for 15 years because he came back." As we talked, a suspicion arose in our minds. Maybe this man isn't our father. There had been rumors and gossip in the villages. A feeling arose within us, and my older sister and I took a step in this direction. We did a DNA test. Then everything unraveled like a sock, she said. We filed a paternity suit. Döndü G, who said they filed a lawsuit in Turkey to establish paternity, said, "We filed a paternity suit. The state helped us in this matter. They invited us here to give blood. The results were the same as the test we did in Germany. He is not our father. Our guess, based on what people here say, is that everyone knows our biological father is our grandfather. That's what we were told. He raped my mother. He also had a drinking problem. He would drink and then rape my mother," she said. "We want the grave to be moved." Döndü G said that her mother was buried in the Torlaklar village cemetery, in the grave right in front of her father-in-law, explaining that they did not want her mother to be in the same cemetery as her father-in-law, whom she believed had done her wrong. Döndü G said, "We want my mother's grave to be moved. If it comes out, we don't want her to lie next to her rapist. The case has been filed. The process is ongoing. In the second stage, the judge will decide to open the grave to take DNA from him. After all, we also want to know our lineage. This is our natural right. He did nothing but harm us." Leyla G said, "The man I fought against my whole life wasn't really my father. That's why he never called any of us daughter until today. Until the last day we lived with my mother in that house, he did nothing but harm us. After we got the first DNA results, my brother and I went to the village where we grew up. We asked everyone individually, and they told me, 'Leyla, you don't need to do a DNA test. We know who your father is.' So I asked, 'Who is my father? If this man isn't my father, who is my father?' They told me, 'Your grandfather is your father.' We have many witnesses in that village in Germany. They all knew about it. The whole village in Turkey knows about it too. None of the villagers came forward and told us, "This man is your father." She said, "We suspect our grandfather." Leyla G said, "Things were done that I'm ashamed to even mention." We are 4 siblings. I am the oldest, and it is clear who the father of the second and fourth siblings is. It is not clear who the father of my younger brother and me is, because we have no proof. Tests need to be done for this. This will happen in the next stage. We suspect our grandfather, because everyone we asked described him to us. The neighbors here, everyone knows about this incident. Everyone covered it up, she said. Leyla G, who said that her sisters did not want their mother to be buried in the same place as someone who had done her harm, stated, "They took our mother without asking us and buried her here. This person did this harm to our mother. Would you want to be buried next to someone who harmed you while you were alive? No one would want that. Take our mother out of here as soon as possible. We want our mother to find peace. She didn't see the light of day while she was alive. Let her rest in peace now. That's what we want. Let her be buried somewhere else. If we stay silent now, we're no different from those other people." On the other hand, it was learned that the sisters did not contact Selahattin G after the DNA test and never saw him. Father convicted in Germany. Meanwhile, Nejla G explained that Selahattin G had 10 criminal records in Germany, had received prison and fines for acts of violence against his family, and that the incidents had been reported in the German press. "I filed a complaint against Selahattin G in 2007 for the violence he inflicted on me. He was tried in the Limburg court and received a 90-day fine. In 2008, my sister filed a complaint against him for violence and threats such as 'I will blow up your house with a bomb,' and he went to court. It was also reported in the newspapers. In that trial, he was sentenced to 3 months in prison and a fine of 500 euros. We want to make it known that this man is a psychopathic monster and what he has done to us.